Hello, everybody, and welcome to Avid Gaming Esports. Today we have the BSG versus the NBBC. Now, I'm a big fan of the BSG. I've known these guys for a long time. I'm really hoping they can pull off a win today, but man, NBBC, oof, it looks like they really got it going for them. I think these target bans that they have right now, really solid. Now, I know BSG, they play Nunu, so they decided instead of banning it, they were just going to take it away from it. BSG, they decided they're going to take the O off. Oh, 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 yeah. Dude, you know what? This is good. This is going to be one for the century. These teams, they're about to pop off against each other. I've been playing with a couple of the BSG guys for a couple years now. I think they're going to do really well, but on the other side of the spectrum, I really don't know how these guys are going to do. It could go either way. You know, there's a lot of mystery going on over there, at least for me. Luckily, I have my other commentator here, uh, Nikolai. He's going to be back in just a second. I think
I'm
he's taking
back.
an.
No,
Yep,
I'm
there
back.
he is.
Yeah, sorry. It's a work-related incident, but the Caitlyn and the Misfortune, although the Misfortune's probably a better pick, I do like the young Misfortune.
Hey, Nikolai, I wanted to ask you, tell me about NBBC because I don't know much about this team.
So NBBC, they do have a really strong. Oh, they're not doing draft yet. So NBBC do have a really strong all-around bot lane too. Zero kills is really, I think, a premier ADC too. In my opinion, I have laned against him. I've beaten him. I like to throw that out there, but I think he does give a lot of AD carries a lot of trouble too. He's a really strong laner. He's really aggressive. Can overextend at times too. So I want to see how he plays this against Bruce and 1v Nami here.
Okay.
Conqueror's a really solid mid laner too. His Akali is really good. Lately though, he hasn't been as strong on a lot of different champions. He does struggle against tank mid laners. We actually saw, I've seen a few different lanes where he actually went up against a Malphite and just didn't do well. So he does struggle against tanks and other solid mid laners. So really the focus is going to probably be around zero kills and Kitaro Rise, who's normally the mid laner, but he is a good support. Synergizes really well with zero kills. And they're really going to be focusing on that bot side of the map too.
From the team BSG, I know that 1v Nami has been a recent pickup here lately, and she plays a lot of tank supports. She plays things like the Leona, the Galio, the Alistar. You know, she definitely more go in focused. So I think that's really interesting to me that you say that the bot lane for NBBC, they do, this is their star player. So I'm curious to see how BSG is going to be able to react to this. Do they want to play that same style of game that they've had before, or do you think that they're apt based on, we're playing against their star players here in the bot lane?
I think you have to go a little bit aggressive too, and like we just talked about, I think one of the big things is when you're talking about how do they win the matchups too, because Intensify and Castroma are probably going to be winning the jungle mid duo, and this is where it's going to be really strong for them to get power picks in the mid lane and in jungle too. But getting an engage in the bot lane too, especially if you do have a power jungler who can come in and gank properly, you're really going to set yourself up for good success because Bruce has to kind of step up a little bit too. I know they have a lot of synergy down there and with the overall team. So this could be a good chance for Bruce to kind of be able to get the best of zero kills. But zero kills is a really dominant laner. So who knows how they're going to play it. It's just based on, honestly, it's going to probably be a level 6 fight. They're going to be playing around dragons. If I'm on the side of BSG too, trying to get early snowball here too. So we'll see how the draft is going to play out for both teams.
Okay, sweet. So we're going into the ban phase right now. So right off the bat, Darius, that's really interesting because we weren't even focused on the top lane, at least in our initial conversation, but it seems like top lane ban, is that a respect ban?
That's it is a complex special too, but I do know Complex does have a really good champion pool. He does have a few surprise picks that
Hmm.
we will not be discussing, unfortunately, because I don't think he's going to be bringing it out this game against a really good, serious team here. But he
For
does
sure.
have a really valuable pool that does complement their playstyle if you are NBBC. So I think the Darius, because it'll let him split the map up, draw a lot of the pressure. As we see the Bard hover. It's an
Is that
inside
going
joke.
to happen?
It's an
Oh,
inside
it's
joke.
oh,
I don't
oh,
think it's
okay.
going to be a Bard support pick, but there's a little running joke behind the scenes. I won't go too much into it, because that's something that's between me and Complex and a few others. But it's a good homage as the Garen gets picked up. I think
And
it's a good pick if you're
Garen and
Shogun.
Nunu. So already we're against a pretty tanky team thus far.
Right.
I think Shogath and Garen, they're just gonna butt heads for a while up top lane, so long as they play even. I don't feel like there's huge mistakes available in that matchup, um, unless it's obviously a throw. Intensify is gonna go with the Olaf against the Nunu. I think that's a really good. I think that's a really good answer to that. What do you think about that?
No, I'm not a jungle player, so I have no clue, honestly. Like, I
Okay.
could tell you the mid matchups and I could tell you bot lane scenarios, support scenarios, but I'm not strong on the top side. But what I can tell you is that August versus Intensify, I think Intensify is getting a power jungler early because it can deal with the Nunu. Pre and post 6 early game Olaf is completely strong with being able to clear as fast as Nunu, one of the faster junglers too. So he's going to have a really good time being able to sustain up in the jungle too, being able to just match the Nunu too. Because right now, the 2v2 looks in favor of August and Conqueror too, if they can pull off the CC correctly with the W stun from the Echo into the Nunu stun with the snowball. But then you have on the side of Olaf where he just hits 6 Ragnaroks through the team fight, and he's just going to cause a problem for a lot of the backline too. You have a really good, honestly, a good first 3 picks here.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Um, we do the pick and ban phase outside of this. Is this out of order right now? Because I see a couple wasted bans from each team. Top laners have been showed, mid laners have been showed, but the mid laners and top lanes were banned in the second phase of the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
So let's just generally assume that this is um, already been shown. But anyways, but we see the Caitlyn again. The strong side is the misfortune. Leona should be able to win the 2v2 because Alistair, Caitlyn's not really as strong in the meta as she should be though. But this is 0 kill, so it should be a little bit different on a different side. They might go with the Gale Force, a little bit more mobility. Especially to get away from the Leona, because the Leona is going to be the key thing. The Alistar is going to be knocking away the Leona, so I think it's just going to be mostly a poke and just wait for Olaf to come down too. But the big issue I have with both drafts right now is that they don't have any tank killers,
Mm,
except for the
yes.
Cho'Gath. Cho'Gath does do true damage though, even against tanks. You have a lot of your damage is going to be coming in from your backline. So if Caitlyn gets deleted, you're essentially just running into Echo and then 3 tanks.
Yeah, just as you said, just from the draft scenario alone, I would definitely give this to NBBC. Misfortune is not a good champion for dealing with fed tanks. So assuming that this Garen and this Nunu get up to pace, and even Alistar gets to a point, Misfortune's not going to have a whole lot of tools to be able to get through that. So I'm curious as to see maybe they play entirely around cast aroma and just really work on that one-shotting the important people, and before the tanks get into a situation where they can dominate the game, maybe it's already been kind of solidified.
The big thing too is that Intensify can kind of swing the favor for Misfortune too, because we do see a lot of Alistars run the Phase Rush or the Aftershock. So depending on what Kidoro is going to be running too, we'll definitely have to see that too. So if he impacts a bot lane pretty early, that could swing the favor over to BSG because now you're getting the Misfortune on the Eclipse onto the Collector, those type of items that really allow her to generate a lot more DPS pressure with the bullet time.
Myself as a jungler, one of if I was playing Nunu or if I was playing Olaf, one of the things that I find very concerning is I feel like Garen is going to have the early shove into Cho'Gath. I feel like Cho'Gath is going to be put at his tower at level 2 or 3. And then same thing with the Echo versus Syndra. Syndra's going to waste a lot of mana just trying to counteract the push from Echo, but Echo's going to naturally want to throw a lot of Qs in the lane. I feel like both of those players are going to be back into their tower, and Nunu's going to have the first advantage at the top lane scuttle. I wonder if they're going to be able to contest that, or is Intensify going to read that and see it coming, or is he going to change up his jungle path to adapt to that situation? Leona versus Alistar, though, that one that one kind of surprises me. I know 1v Nami has been practicing that Leona for a while. I don't know much about Bruce, but I do know that Misfortune can get a good amount of lane dominance into the Caitlyn. It would just be up to reciprocating the aggression from the Alistar. Maybe they can get an early trade on the Alistar and force him back to the point where, maybe he can't go in exactly when he wants early game. Fighting for that level 2 is, I feel like, going to be really important for them. And then afterwards, after they reset, it's just going to be tanks going head to head with each other.
Right. Because again, the big thing is that Alistar can pulverize and headbutt the Leona away after a combo. So they're going to have to play this one based on cooldown. So this bot lane um, is
I
going to
feel
be
like
definitely
early game is going to be
definitely
pretty
going to be
spicy.
favored. The pick
Yeah.
potential, though, on the side of NBBC, or not NBBC, BSG, is a lot better, because they do have the Leona ultimate that can go past the Alistar. And if they do catch out the Caitlyn, if she has no summoners, if she has no Gale Force or Cleanse, this is going to be one of the big things where you're definitely going to be able to kind of catch them out as we see the heal come out. So this is going to be big. And again, we're seeing the phase rush, so he's not going to be as tanky.
Yeah.
And that's just to proc the E stun on the Alistar too. They want to definitely get the stun into the Misfortune or the Syndra, but the Syndra's taking Ghost Flash too, which I think is really smart. You just want the mobility around their team composition too. We were talking about the Cho'Gath versus Garen matchup, but the problem is that Cho'Gath's going to be able to sustain really well. So I don't think he'll have too much problem, even if Garen does try to shove in the lane. So we'll see what happens.
My only concern is whose priority does that top scuttle go to, and will we see an early fight up there? Because Olaf and Nunu are very notorious at being fast, clear junglers and being up in your face, ready to contest objectives. I'm really curious to see how that first one's going to go, and for the junglers, it definitely happens around that scuttle crab.
Yeah, we'll definitely see it. So.
What do you think about the Ghost on Syndra with Phase Rush as well against the Echo with Teleport?
More map pressure comes out from Conqueror too, but I think they want to be playing for the team fights. They really want Casteroma to be able to have the mobility with the Ghost to dodge the Nunu, to dodge Echo, Garen, and the Alistar, because those are the 4 targets that are going to be trying to jump onto the Syndra. Allows a little bit more room for team fight potential, especially if they are in a jungle like choke point or in a river choke point. Just allows her to be able to position a little bit more effectively to get the dark spheres down into the stun for the combo. So I like the choice. I think more people should be running more offensive. It's a more offensive summoner spell in comparison to teleport. Teleport has a longer cooldown as well too. So even with the inspiration tree, if they're going like Cosmic Insight too, I think it offers a little bit more aggressiveness. So I like it. I think teleport is a little bit too defensive for mid laners. I think mid laners, especially with this current meta, should be taking more ignite. They should be taking more exhaust, trying to snowball their early lead because you're able to impact a lot of the silence a little bit better too here.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. All right, we're good.
Yep. I didn't catch that. You guys were trying to make sure we were all on the same page.
Mm-hmm. All right, your call.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, 30?
Yep, we're good.
Okay. All right. Just want to make sure. Sorry, audience. It's my first time casting. I'm going to do my best here.
It's okay. Wow,
so,
we get
that.
Whoop! Hey, 10 gold.
That's very good. That's really good.
EXP. Hey, give it to Bruce.
So I think that's really interesting. When I was talking about the early pressure going for that Scuttle Crab, I feel like both of them recognized it. Nunu came down to the red side, and their whole team came up. So BSG did drop a ward here on the red buff. So this is going to give a lot of information here to Olaf.
Yeah, and if you notice where the red ward too, the red ward is over by the Raptor camp too. They probably know that it's warded bot side, but that only gives the information of whether or not he started red. But they're going for an early cheese. Ooh, that's cheeky. They shouldn't cheese here, honestly, because Leona's a little bit on the
no.
The aftershock. They have the Olaf nearby though. This is not a good idea. That's actually.
Yeah, they're gonna let it go. Okay.
Yeah, they're gonna let it go. That was a little bit on the cheeky side. If I'm if I'm Olaf, I could have easily just gone over, like, sacrifice, because you could have invaded into the blue side and possibly looked to blow the summoners. But I mean, they were able to get out luckily.
Okay, it looks like they're going to be able to take opposite starts here. They're going to be able to sacrifice. Each person gets one scuttle here. I mean, the bot lane, it looks like they got a little bit... Oh, we got a big play going down here. Bot lane. They got the level 2 beforehand. Alistar recognized it. That's gonna be huge for NBBC.
Olaf got the early pressure though. They got to be careful. Complex has to be careful. He's caught out. Oh, that's a good flash over.
Yep, that was a very good follow-up. I would like to point out what Alistar did there is he did his flash pulverize the moment that minion died. He didn't do it at level 2. He did it the moment the minion died. So it wasn't, BSG didn't necessarily have that reaction time where it was like, oh, Alistar's level 2. I'm going to go ahead and back off right now. He did it the moment he knew he was going to get level 2, and that was what gave him such the element of surprise there with that play. Intensify spending a lot of time bot lane.
Top side.
Top side.
August is going to be able to get some pressure bot side too. Does get the bot scuttle crap too. Because of the early top side gank, it puts Complex a little bit behind too. It's going to put him behind about a wave or two. So he should be able to catch up shortly, but that just gives him more free time because the assist goal did go over to Cho'Gath. So Cho'Gath's going to be able to go back with maybe a cloth armor or a ruby crystal, depending on how much gold he has. He currently has 880 or 890, so he'll have enough for an initial ruby crystal, maybe working for that Bomby Cinder. Nunu's
looks like Potato's in trouble here.
He stepped up too far. He's gonna no. He does have flash though, so he can't. No, but he's silent. He can't
No,
escape it.
he's. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see.
He's gonna have to make that perfect flash over that wall. Oh,
Oh,
they're gonna let it go. Okay,
they
okay, they're
can't
gonna let it
follow
go.
up. There's no even though August has a
Yeah.
flash. Complex doesn't too, so that's just gonna put him slightly behind. And then Cho'Gath just can walk back to lane, sustain everything back up, and then it's like nothing ever happened.
Big
Ooh,
problems
good
in the
flash.
bot lane. Here we go.
Ooh, good
Oh, we just
flash,
had to burn
though.
Misfortune Flash, but Misfortune's out of mana here.
Yeah, Bruce has to be careful. No, ooh, that was close.
We have a gank coming around. I feel like it's going to be a little bit too Yeah, 1v Nami just drug the minions up. They just saw Intensify. They know he's there right now. Intensify is going for the early dragon, and I do like this for two reasons. But he's going to get discovered. He's still going to get it, though. I like this for two reasons. They knew he was down there. It looked a little bit too obvious. Like, hey, man, we know you're here. It's too early in the game. There's no way you can accomplish that. But their bot lane backed. Intensify knew that he was going to be okay. Even though the bot lane for his team, the Misfortune and the Leona, was low health, Castoroma still had some pressure in the mid lane. Worst case scenario, that was going to be a 3v2 or a 4v2. So I do really like that intuition that he had there.
I do want to point out that right now the Misfortune, Bruce started with the tier build instead of going with a Dorn item. Ooh, as we're gonna see the early scatter of the week. Ooh!
Oh!
Down, he didn't use his ultimate. He had the mana.
He didn't see it coming. It hit him by surprise.
That we talked about Castoroma being able to win the 1v1 as well too, slightly, and he gets the early kill. He's already up 10 CS.
He didn't even have to use any of his summoner spells.
No, he still has Ghost and still has Flash. Teleported will not be used, so Conqueror is just going to walk back to lane. Olaf is nearby.
Well, we'll see what's going to happen here. I feel like he's probably a little bit too tanky right now. Oh,
Ooh,
they're going to... Oh!
Gonna get the kill.
He's going to be able to fight this.
Wait, what is Echo doing? He just teleports randomly? Hello?
I did not see. Did he just respawn when he did that teleport?
No, he walked to mid, and then before he even got to the mid lane turret, just teleported top for no reason.
It sounds like NBBC is being a little bit indecisive in their shot calling right now.
They're generally not known for their shot calling, honestly. I mean, they have really strong laners, but they're not generally known for their macro in their early game, too. They just generally went off a better team, as the Garen is now down here. He teleported down here. Leona's gonna die.
I mean, Olaf's here. That's another free kill for Olaf. Oh, yeah. Went over to the Misfortune.
Big Bruce. Woo! I'm rooting for Bruce, okay? Like, I want Bruce to do well, because he didn't do as well last game. Does get the early kill, too. Even though he's down 20 CS, I mean, it's not like 0 kills is an even laner. I mean, he's almost like a whole elo ahead of him. But, hey, they get a kill. They actually survived the tower dive, too. I think they played that horribly. And they're just kind of throwing right now. Olaf is 1-0-2, does have a gold lead over.
Well, I mean, just to play a little bit of devil's advocate here, even though it looked like it was good for our boys, I'm sorry, not our boys, BSG, you know, they didn't necessarily play that, you know, I feel like that response very well. And even if they put all their eggs in the basket going bot lane, so long as 0 kills is able to get a little bit of something, he might be able to make something happen later. Because even though it didn't really look like it went in their favor, 0 kills is still very much in the lead right now. Especially since Bruce did go tier.
What's up? Okay.
I think 0 kills is probably still feeling really good about that right now.
He's gonna pop the go, so he's dead. Yeah, there's no way he... I don't think you need to use your ult. I think you would have been fine, but here comes the Olaf. Oh, I don't like this.
Oh, this might look good for them.
Ooh,
Flash
good
for flash here.
But the Rift, I think, was dropped a little too early, so the gold, I don't think, goes to the Echo.
They must have...
Some of it went to Echo.
They didn't know that Olaf was there. On top of that, I feel really bad that Intensify used Flash, knowing that Echo still had E. There was still a lot of options there.
But he blows the Flash out of Conqueror, though, which is, I think, the big thing that they're willing to trade for, because Intensify can just run into the fight, whereas if you're Conqueror, you have to run away now from Cast Roma Intensify.
Or he just has to play a little bit safer when he doesn't have his ultimate up.
Look at the CS League top lane. Jesus.
This is looking pretty good for Potato here.
Yeah, he already has the early assist right now, so, I mean...
He's confident enough now that he can use his ultimate to stack up on the creep wave and doesn't have to use it defensively or offensively against the Garen. He's totally cool with just stacking it up as much as he can. We got a fight here down here by Dragon. Looks like Intensify might be in a bad spot here. Intensify just got his ultimate up.
He'll be fine.
Leona's coming in. Oh, ooh, there it is. Good smite.
For no reason. Good at zoning ultimate, though. Cast Roman gets the kill. That was a really interesting ult by Bruce, if you initially look at it, but then you notice that the bullet time really did kind of zone off. Oh, that's gonna be a flash used by Alistar. Is Leona gonna live? No.
Leona's not gonna live. No, it's unfortunate.
Leona kind of got a little too eager there. Like, all she had to do was clear the ward and then just leave, but she kind of just stepped up for no reason.
I think it was important to note there from BSG, Casteroma was coming down from mid, Bot was coming up from bot, and Intensify was already in the Dragon Pit. NBC was locked right there in the center, and they only had the option of going forward or not, and it got a little collapsed on there, and a little indecisive. That's a hard spot to contest an objective, and the same thing happens on the top half of the map when the blue team is contesting Baron and the purple team is already doing it.
So we're gonna get an Ocean Soul this game. And if you are...
Potato's in a bad spot right here. Potato's getting ganked. He's going to get a really nice knock up here. He's getting slowed, though.
I don't think they're going to... Oh, they don't want to take it. Cho'Gath
Garen's still waiting on his cooldowns. Oh, too much slow.
That was good. They're still chasing this. Hello?
Echo is responding. Ooh. Are they going to go for cast here? No, they're going to switch their target. And now Conqueror might be in danger here. Alistar coming up from the rear.
Oh, Nunu has the flash, though.
Oh, here we go. Nice Nunu ult. It's not going to be enough.
Kill, though.
Alistar's in the fight. Echo's in the fight.
You didn't need to blow your ultimate if you're Conqueror, to be honest. You were fine. But whatever, I'm not mid laner. So they trade 1 for 1, and I was gonna go back to the Dragon Soul. So if you are BSG, Ocean Soul is massive for your team composition, especially because you have the Cho'Gath, you have the Misfortune, who's gonna be probably spamming a lot of mana. You have the... Oh, can we see the kill? No, not enough damage yet. Not enough damage yet. If you notice that the No Magic Mantle did its job in allowing Syndra to not be able to one-shot Echo too, but that's gonna force Echo to play back. He's already down a level. And he's going to be losing a lot of pressure mid lane if he doesn't teleport back to lane, so we'll see if he uses it here.
Nunu is doing a very good job right now, keeping up in CS, even though it seems like he's had, you know, the shit end of the stick for the most part. He's doing his best right now, and he's actually doing a very good job at it in terms of keeping up.
Leona misses the...
Oh, we got a TP's bot. TP bot. We're going to have a big play.
Whoa, that's going to be a good ultimate, though. The heal does get used. Double ultimate.
Let's see if we're going to be able to follow up here.
Conk is on a killing spree.
Nice.
He's taking all the kills. It's not really playing too well. Oh, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. He's doing a fine job. It was a good double teleport, too. Teleport did get used by the Cho'Gaths, so they are going to be losing a lot of topside pressure, too. But they should be fine. Gale Force completed by the Misfortune and the Kraken Slayer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the Kraken Slayer. It doesn't proc as well with her passive, because remember, it's 7 autos for the crit, and then every third is like every third proc of Kraken Slayer is that extra bonus damage. So you're gonna to time it perfectly, you need 21 auto attacks.
Or just use your E and your Q.
Not even that. You could, but it's more difficult to pull off that EQ combo or like a WE combo on a Caitlyn, because that would mean your opponent has to directly walk into your trap and be dumb enough to do that, and they're not going to really do that.
It looks like Nunu is going to be able to get this Rift Herald for free. That's great timing, because Dragon's coming up pretty soon. He's going to have that Rift Herald to be able to contest a certain lane.
Oh, Garen actually lives, by the way. If only Potato had Flash.
So we'll see. Now Nunu's going to be able to come down. He's going to be able to contest this mid lane with the Rift Herald and force... Oh, but maybe they're fighting a little bit too early. It looks like BSG is going to home and force it.
Oh, Echo's going to go down. That's a shutdown of Bruce! Bruce!
Oh, Nunu's coming in a little bit late here.
That's the double flash, too. Nunu's just coming into the backline, though. Ooh, interesting ultimate use.
Oh, but he's wrapping right back around. He's going to flash back up.
Ooh!
They're regrouping right here. Great ultimate by Nunu to separate the team.
That's a good ult. Ooh,
Garen's coming in.
They should be fine. They should be fine. No.
Garen's got spin here.
They gotta run. They gotta give up the dragon.
Oh, they're gonna. Yeah, they're gonna have to give up the dragon here.
But you're fine if you're. It's only the first dragon of the game for BBC, or for NBBC. You're getting top lane tower for free on the Cho'Gath, so he's gonna get all that gold right there, and he still has a massive CS lead on top of the Garen.
But like you said earlier, we're still gonna have that Ocean Drake, and when you talk about how tanky, the purple team is, this could still be bad news for BSG.
It can definitely be bad news too, but again, I don't like the itemization of the Kraken Slayer, because Caitlyn's not notoriously known as a tank killer. The Gale Force would have been better. The Shield Bow would have been better to survive against the Syndra Burst. Because again, you have to have 21 auto attacks to synergize with your E.
Well, I mean, she does have enough of a front line. I mean, in between Caitlyn and Syndra, there's going to be a Garen, there's going to be a Nunu, there's going to be an Alistar. Even Echo is going to be having his way going in there. I don't think that there's ever a situation where Castoroma should be going after 0 kills because of how much is going to be in between them. I feel like a lot of BSG's team here is going to be kiting.
Right, and that's the doable thing with it, is that they do have good kiting though. They have the Misfortune Slow. They do have the Scatter of the Weak. They do have the Cho'Gath, who's just going to be a beefy monster and just soak up a lot of that damage too. But remember, you also have Intensify on the Olaf too. Alistar's caught out.
Oh, here we go. There's not going to be much response here. There's not a lot of
good Scatter of the Weak.
A lot of teammates there to respond to that.
Oh, they're gonna be diving. This is not.
It's gonna be fine.
No, Intensify gets the kill. Wow, they pulled it off pretty well, actually. They pulled it off really well. That tower dive actually went a little bit better than expected.
So a whole lot of the other members coming up here. I feel like it might be a little bit difficult here for BSG to find an opening. Top lane's open, bot lane's open, mid lane is open, but there's no objectives open anytime soon.
But you have to look at
we might have a Baron dance here. I'm really curious to see how BSG is going to be able to close this one out.
Right now,
especially
BSG,
in the short term.
They're in the driver's seat. They have a 4K gold lead. Like almost 4.3K gold lead, 4.2. So they're not panicking. They shouldn't be panicking. You have, a 2-0-2 Misfortune. You have a 3-1-5 Olaf, who's been in 8 of the 9 kills so far. You have a top laner who's pretty much going to the core items right here. I'm assuming he's going Dead Man's Plate with the chain vest. They're in the driver's seat right now. They're comfortable. The thing is that they should be pushing pedal to the metal right now, because Garen doesn't even have his mythic item yet. You barely have your proto belt onto the Echo. Sunfire Ages was completed by Nunu, and right now you don't have any locket or anything else on the Alistar. So this is a good time for them within the next 5 to 10 minutes to just hit the go button and just play the aggressive people and just kind of just shoot the gun right at them and say, we're going to force you to fight us, not the other way around. Because it kind of feels like NBBC is forcing the fights, even though they're behind, and that's not what you want to do. You want to let the Caitlyn scale up a little bit more.
I do kind of like this idea. What NBBC has going on right now is they're doing a 1-3-1. Although Nunu is not necessarily stuck in the mid lane, he can be there really quickly. And we have Echo and Garen both in the side lanes. Both of them have teleport up. But from BSG, after they made that play mid lane, they kind of just broke up, and I don't feel like they have a direct objective right now. They're kind of just, I guess we're just kind of wait around, see what happens. And right now, we got Cho'Gath getting ganked up in the top lane. We've seen how that goes before.
He's too tanky.
You
face them all you
dragging
want,
up very soon.
but there's no way you kill Cho'Gath. You need 3 people to kill Cho'Gath at this point. Again, Garen is so far behind on itemization right now, and there's no way you're going to be able to kill him with a Nunu Garen, honestly. No. I'm sorry.
No, we're almost 22 minutes into the game, and I think Garen's about to back and complete his first item here.
Is he going Divine Sunder or Triforce? That's what I think he's going Triforce.
I think...
No, he's going Stridebreaker. Interesting.
Okay.
Oh, they're going to be looking for an early fight. This is what I'm talking about. Hit the go button. He can eat that. Yeah, he took like no damage. Vision denial right now is going to be huge on the side of BSG too. They do get the Echo. He is silenced. Oh, he's going to be dead. Conquer can escape. No, he's going to be able to flash out though. MF is no Misfortune stays alive.
Oh, that was such a good Misfortune.
Oh my God. The bloodbath.
0 kills, doing as much as he could there in the back line. It just was too much. His whole front line just died right in front of him, and it looks like BSG is going to go straight for Baron here. Maybe they go down mid? No, they're
going Baron. I would go Baron at this point. It's 22 minutes into the game. Baron's going to be massive power spikes across the board too. That was a good flash Gale Force by the Misfortune to reposition for the bullet time to get a beautiful 3-man ultimate. The Olaf just ran around in the back line, just destroying everybody. Castroma played that fight beautifully using the Dark Spheres. And the Cho'Gath, you can't kill Cho'Gath. And this is a problem that NBBC is going to be running into as the game goes a little bit later. Leona and Cho'Gath are just going to be way too tanky. And they don't have any necessary items, really, to shred them properly. And they're going to allow the Misfortune to free hit and the Syndra to just be able to scatter the weak the team. I like the itemization right now by Castroma. We do see him pick up the Banshee's Veil. The Banshee's Veil is going to be huge, I think.
Yeah, I believe so as well. It's going to give him just enough defense that, he doesn't have to be too scared here, but just in case, it's that little extra layer of support. I do like the Executioner's Calling pickup by Caitlyn here. She's definitely going to need that. I just hope it's enough. She definitely needs some more gold. She's got to be able to get through those tanks. And we're looking at Cho'Gath's build here. He's got Frostfire, Thornmail, Steel Plate, Chain Vest, and a Dorn Shield. That Cho'Gath's not dying to anyone anytime soon, aside from any kind of AP damage. Nunu's not going to be the champion to do that. Echo is...
What are you doing?
Oh, that just happened.
Conqueror is getting conquered right now. Jesus Christ. What are you doing? You have ult. Don't tell me this is Jensen all over again, where he doesn't pull the trigger on his ult. Jesus Christ.
I think right now they can pretty much just do this 1-3-1, even though they have Baron. They don't have to be grouped up to push all these objectives.
They have a good 1-3-1 right now. You can't run to the Olaf Leona because then they just tank up so much damage to allow Misfortune to free fire. Bruce has a good front line right now. Cho'Gath is just too tanky. He's a level up, but look at the CS discrepancy. Look at the gold discrepancy. It's a 2k gold difference, 2200 gold difference between him and Garen right now. Leona just can absorb everything too, as they're going to be looking for a fight.
Oh, Castaroma's coming up here for the flank.
Ooh,
Leona is still alive. Great ultimate on the Caitlyn.
Intensify.
Castoroma still gets the ult off on the Caitlyn.
Olaf lives.
Scatter the weak.
He still lives.
Garen.
No way. No.
Oh man.
God, no way.
And I think that's going to be GG. Yep, there it is. That's going to be GG. Cho'Gath is coming down to end the game.
I don't think it could be GG. They still have 10 seconds left on the Alistar and the 15 on the next two carries. I don't think they can end it here. I think you should just push in the waves and try to reach it, but BSG is saying otherwise.
I'm very surprised that Cho'Gath's even waiting for the minions.
Cho'Gath is a minion. Nunu is a minion. Can we agree on that? Nunu is a minion. Will BSG pull off the upset? They just destroy Conqueror. Intensify is godlike at 9-1 and 9. BSG's gonna do it. They're gonna be able to win the game. Hit the Nexus. And that's it. BSG just took down NBBC. We're gonna bring in Castoroma. Castoroma, congrats. Hello, Castoroma. Okay.
Hi. Hello.
Okay, yeah, we just wanted to make sure because I'm like, I couldn't hear you for some reason.
It took a second to connect there.
Okay, it took a second. There we go. Congrats on the win. Huge upset win over the #1 team.
Yeah, no, I was pretty hype about it.
Yeah, definitely. Coming into the week, you guys did lose last week, but you guys have a lot of fun on your team from what I hear too. So walk me through the mental going into this game. Kind of what were your guys' energy going into this game?
I mean, I think we go into every week the same. We don't let any records, sway how we think about what's going to happen. We just, we do our proper scouting. We get ready for how we're going to draft, and we prepare on a few different things, and we just get ready for whatever's going to get thrown at us.
Right. Intensify just popped off as well too. I mean, he just went monster.
Yeah, we were all pushing him to play the Olaf a lot. I mean, he already was planning on it as a possibility. It's just, I think it's a really, really strong champion. Gourd Drinker's a really strong item, and not being able to get CC'd and just getting in there always does a lot of work.
It kind of just felt like Carnage, didn't play up to his potential. He did get his Echo pick. Were you surprised by the amount of 1v1s he died to against you, even with his ultimate up?
Oh, you mean Conquer? Yes. I guess I was a little surprised with the first one because I think he died to some minion hits after, so there was time there. And then I guess the one bot I just kind of seen coming. I can't really think of if there were any other ones right now, but yeah, I was definitely pretty surprised on the first one. That definitely got me more comfortable to continue playing the game and feeling like I was in the driver's seat.
Definitely. Minneapolis PD, what do you got?
I had a question. Oh, so when you were playing against Conquer, it was teleport versus Ghost. What did you feel like your win condition going into that lane was? What did you feel like you needed to do to be able to handle that teleport? Maybe he could be anywhere on the map or be able to respond to lane really quickly. Did you feel like you needed to be more active on your side lanes or in the jungle, or were you totally focused on the mid lane during that game?
I mean, I was looking at the map as a whole. I think the Ghost just helps navigate through team fights a little better. If I see a snowball coming from a little farther away, it helps me get out of range of that. Um, and it wasn't actually even between Ghost and TP. It was actually between Ghost and Ignite for me. I just didn't feel like I particularly needed the TP. Um, you know, like we weren't looking to do like a pick comp. Like it wasn't like, oh, I need to hurry up and get to a side lane if a gank happens. It's, get my CS lead, get ready for when we start grouping. And I just felt like Ghost was the better option for that.
For sure.
I have no more questions, so thank you, Castorama.
Thank you guys.
Congrats on the win.
Yep, thank you.
Zero kills. How are you?
What's up?
Tough loss. You guys had the chance to keep the first seed intact. Now you guys are tied with Rubber Ducky team with a few teams behind you. So,
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, I'm assuming you guys are going to be able to pick back up. You guys are a really strong team. Just walk with me a little bit the mental of the game. Kind of, did you feel like you guys kind of had a mental boom, or was it just more of a hey, we just got a little bit outdrafted? What were
A tiny bit of a mental boom.
A little bit of a mental boom?
Yeah. But hey,
So
who doesn't like a good mental boom, huh?
I mean,
it's
you
very
see
true.
but what were the comms though going, from early game to mid game? Because it kind of looked like you guys were keeping even. You had a really good lane. It looked like everybody else was just kind of slightly behind, but then for some reason it just took a drastic turn.
Well, for the early game, like we tracked the Olaf really well, but I mean, it's kind of strange. I feel like comms got ignored there. Like we know Olaf was on the drag, but our Nunu does Grom. And we knew that Olaf was top side. He goes to ward and he dies for it. So I mean, I feel like the calls were a little bit bad here in the early game. That's how like Olaf got a huge lead, and then at the second drag we kind of missed it. We botched that hard, and that just snowballed the game off of that. Like I knew was behind. I couldn't really get back into the game because they're just shredding and Conquer getting solo kill. So bit of a mental boom, I would say.
Interesting. PD?
First of all, 0 kills.
Yeah.
I know you were behind for most of that game, and I can see where it was. And I think you did. I think you did incredibly well, seeing how you played those team fights, playing behind. You were always in the back, putting out some damage. That was really nice. I like what your build was. I don't know if you realized you were going to go to end game, so you tried to make the most of what you could do in 2 items. So I see
Yeah.
that build you have there. One of my early questions is you guys talked about a mental boom. I don't know exactly how early that happened. There was a point where top lane was ganked. They were able to dive Complexipedia,
Yeah,
and then
he got behind way
Conquer
hard.
teleported up. It seemed fairly late. Was there already some communications issues happening there, or
I mean,
can you tell me about that instance at the moment, like when
only
that
they
happened?
would know. Only Conquer would know because we try to make TP plays to like help out our laners.
Yeah.
Like both my mid laners do that. They like to make TP plays up top to like help them out, but it costs them in the long.
Okay.
But basically, Conquer was saying Castoroma needs to die here. He doesn't have flash, and we just couldn't get the dives off on the Syndra. I don't know.
Oh, I was talking a little bit earlier than that. I was talking when Intensify and Potato. I think it was around like level 6 when they dove Garen and then Conquer TP'd up top.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Oh, okay. We were
Our
talking
mid
about
laners, like to make a TP play to help the top lane, but if it was late, then that's why I like to tell them not to TP. Like, just don't TP. Like, let it happen. But I mean, whatever happens, happens.
Well, dude, that was a really exciting game.
I feel like I could have got more kills on his bot lane if I took E second instead of W. I could
Oh,
have got more
okay.
kills on his bot lane, definitely.
Maybe that level 2 early on
Yeah.
when Ketero made that play on Bruce.
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw that.
I
That
could have
shit
got
was
fed.
hyphy.
I could have got fed this game. It's okay. We'll take this. We'll talk about this later.
Definitely. 0 kills. Much appreciated. You guys are still first, so there's still a chance to keep the first place crown, but hopefully we'll get to see you next week and hopefully pull out a win.
Yeah. Against RDT. I'm looking forward to that.
Ooh, the battle of the top 2 teams. That's going to be dicey.
Yeah, we beat them before in Scrim, so will history repeat itself? Maybe.
Find out on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z.
See you guys next week.
Thanks, Zero.